Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out today's video. Today, I want to talk about base identification a little bit, show you a strategy that works on a certain type of base that we've been seeing a lot of, and even I've been building a lot of. Now, first, I want to start with this base here. I ran it against J-Off in the Pinnacle Cup, and Yo-Yo, one of probably the top players in the world, absolutely killed this base by charging into this Inferno, wall breaking in, and just cutting a really beautiful funnel and hybriding the base. A very high skilled attack, right? Not very many people could pull that off. I want to show you how you could take down the exact same base with a strategy that anybody can do, okay? So we're going to start here with the Warden Walk over here at the 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to pause really quick. What we're going to do is a Yeti smash, real spammy like, right into these two Inferno towers with the entry right between these two Archer towers, and then jump again in between these. And the reason this is going to work so well is if you look at this negative space here with the wall pieces, once you have these two compartments cleared with a jump into here, it's a really narrow path straight to the town hall, right? And if you think about, well, what am I going to do with these buildings over here? If you use the siege barracks on this side for the funnel with hogs and the royal champ behind, you will systematically take down all of these things. So let's see how this plays out. We have the Warden Walk at 3 just to establish the funnel, and in testing this base we discovered this strategy works on a lot of bases, specifically the ones with these wall segments out here to make wall breaking really tough, right? To confuse wall breakers. This strategy works really good on these bases. Now, we quad quake here to get into this, and you don't need a quad quake, it's just what we were testing at the time. You could pull this off with 2 jumps, save yourself another spell. Anyways, a Yeti there to protect the siege barracks from the point defenses because you don't want the siege barracks going down too soon, and then you put the siege barracks behind that Yeti. Now we're just waiting for that air defense to go down for the Warden to take that down. Then we're going to start our Yetis, pull the Warden over into the core. We're going to drop the heroes in there, hold the Royal Champion for the hogs out of the Stone Slammer. So now we're going to rage up into this double Inferno compartment with the Yeti Smash. Hogs are down, Royal Champion's down, jump into the Eagle. And we ran 3 Ice Golem because that's the biggest headache for Yeti Smashes, so that's what we're running. Everybody's moving their way through, getting kind of hung up on the Ice Golems there. Royal Champ is going to get kind of cooked by that single target Inferno, but that's not necessarily uncommon. Ooh, and she takes it down. That's one key thing about the Royal Champion too. If you can use the ability a little early before the single target Inferno targets her, a lot of the time you could take that thing down with the Royal Champion, as long as there's no skelly traps there, and that's kind of one of the ways people like to defend their Inferno towers. Anyways, so the troops did have to beat through the wall here. Not really a huge issue, and again, if you were planning to Yeti smash this base, you would not open up that entry with quakes. You could even bring 3 jump spell for the same amount of spells as 1 jump and 4 quakes. So anyways, as you see here, this base is basically crushed. And this is a lot easier to execute and pull off than the seriously skilled raid that actually tripled it in the Pinnacle Cup. This was just testing that we did, and I wanted to show this to you guys. So let's go ahead and fast forward this and finish up this cleanup. Alright, moving on to number 2. Now, again, we have a lot of these walls on the outside in a real funky way to try to make it hard to wall break into compartments because they're not closed off. So, right, the wall breakers will tend to run around those walls if you don't execute properly. So this exact same composition works very well on this base as well. And what those outside wall compartments do is it forces the core compartments to be really close together, especially if you have any negative spaces like I do here next to this town hall. So we're just going to cut a funnel on one side with the Warden. We'll cut the funnel on the other side over here. We're going to feed our troops straight into the town hall and single target Inferno. Let's go ahead and go ×2 because it's kind of a long wait. So the funnel troops, the good thing about this stock army is that it has all kinds of funneling options and troops that you can use to accomplish whatever goals you need to accomplish for your funnel, just to make sure your troops get into the base, right? So here we go. Single target has targeted one of the troops, but we have the tome. We use it here. We take down the town hall. We quaked open the backside to make sure we can open up both of these Inferno compartments back here. You can get away with that because the base is very compact inside the core, again because of those funky wall segments on the outside that are meant to be tricky for wall break entries. So here we go. Everybody's moving their way through, slowly just kind of taking apart the base, really. I'm going to go ahead and go ×2 because it is a little boring to watch Yeti spam. And I bring so much cleanup and things because I tend to time fail a lot. Like we just had our EWU match, the finals against Jayoff. I time failed twice because I mismanaged my cleanup troops. There were other mistakes too, like I raged when I didn't need to and things like that. But with this army, this particular comp here, you're bringing a ton of cleanup troops that you can, if managed properly, take down just about any base. Okay, let's go ahead and look at another replay here. As you see, it's another base, very similar style of walls with the tricky to use wall breakers on style. We're going to cut a funnel again, Warden at 9, another funnel at 12. We're going to come in right in between the two Inferno towers here. We're saving the town hall till the back end, and I know that that scares a lot of people. And in a single hit format, I don't blame you. I don't go opposite the town hall very often. And as you guys saw in my Pinnacle Cup match, I went queen charge opposite the town hall and 1-starred. So it isn't without risk to go opposite the town hall, but I'm just showing you an example of what this army works really well against. And it's these bases with the tricky wall break walls. They're so tight inside the core that a quake gets you a ton of value. A jump gets you all the way through the base. Those two in combination in particular seem to be very powerful. And in this one, I could have used a jump up front and then quake back here and had better access to this Inferno tower. But you're going to notice that that's not going to matter. And when I rage my Yetis, most of the time I try to keep the healers under rage, because then they keep the Yetis at full health. Because the Yetis aren't particularly a super powerful troop just on their own. It is nice to have the Yeti Mites rage so they take things down a little faster. But for me, if my Yetis live the whole raid, the raids usually go a lot better than, say, if I just were to power the Yetis under rage through a couple of buildings, but the healers don't keep them alive. It usually doesn't work as good. You need those Yetis to tank for your heroes to kind of finish up cleaning the base. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this. All those balloons for cleanup are it's a really strong cleanup troop. Alright. So that's that. Was that this base? Was that this base, you guys? I don't think it was. Okay, so again, with the tricky to wall break walls around the outside, kind of just open compartments, we're gonna warden the 9 o'clock and the 12 o'clock. Here we go. We're gonna jump in to the town hall and Inferno compartments. We're gonna go ×2. Warden walks are really slow and boring to watch. We're gonna quake open the core to open up both Inferno compartments. Stone or siege barracks down. Here we go. And I missed this compartment, but that Inferno's reachable from inside, so that's not the worst mistake you can make. Everybody's just powering through the tiny core of this base. It's just too compact to survive the onslaught of this Yeti smash. Pretty crazy powerful strategy. So I wanted to share this with you guys today because we found it in testing against a lot of our bases, and we're like, wow, this strategy is crazy overpowered and really easy to execute, which is scary as a defender. You don't want to have strategies that are easy to execute for your bases. Low effort and easy triple. But I thought I'd share this with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think going forward, I'm going to do things like this on YouTube, show some of these really strong strategies we find against particular types of bases in testing. And then on my Patreon, I'll show you guys how to defend those for the guys that are interested in learning more about how to defend and base build. So, all right, so on this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to come in Warden Walk at 6. I believe the other funnel's going to come somewhere in here. Yep, there it is. Because you get easy access with a jump to both this Inferno and the Town Hall, and then with a Quake, you can open up that whole back end. So we'll go ×2 just to finish this out. And Bowlers and Yetis coming in, King going in. King got really low, but we wardened here just in time, I think, to save him. Or did he die? Nope, he's alive. Healer's under rage. Now I think the King is down. But he pushed a little further than I kind of thought he was going to. Everybody's just working their way through the base. This one with the Infernos, one was way out here and the other one was way over here. This one was a little bit trickier for this, but when you manage your cleanup troops properly, you can still manage to take down even a spread out base like this. So yeah, super easy. I'm a big fan of easy strategies because I am just an average clasher at best. So I have to find tricky and crafty ways to keep up with these pros who can do crazy queen charge, wall breaks, 3 layers deep and all that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to show the strats, OP strats on YouTube, and then I'll teach people on my Patreon how to defend them. Thank you guys for checking out today's video. I will see you in the next one.